Welcome to Real Estate Update with James Wedgeworth. Great
good to be
see you
here.
again. Hey, I have to point out the tie, isn't it great? It's a house tie with all the houses probably and many more you could put on there that you've sold.
I thought it was very appropriate for the program.
Very theme oriented, very nice. You want to talk about a big topic when it comes to homes, and that's inventory on the island.
Inventory, yeah.
How are we doing with that? Obviously, prices will stay up if we don't have a lot of inventory. What's it looking like?
We always say, that price is a direct reflection of supply and demand and inventory. I figured you would ask that, so I did a little inventory check, okay? Just to give you an idea on, let's just do Hilton Head. We could do Bluffton, but the ratio's the same. Home inventories on the island, and I'll just say some of the major developments. Windmill Harbor has a grand total of 0 on the market now. Port Royal's got 3, Wexford's got 2, Lone Cove's got 4, Palmetto Hall's got 3, Indigo Run, this is not me personally, this is all MLS.
Mm-hmm.
Indigo Run's 2, this is amazing, Hilton Plantation is 5, Palmetto Dunes is 5, and Sea Pines is 9. I've been here 41 years. That's the lowest inventory I've ever seen.
And the point being that when that inventory is low, people putting homes on the market are going to be able to get a better price than they would have before all of the housing
much
real
better
estate.
price. And we've discussed this, obviously years ago we were discussing it on the other side where we had, 150 houses for sale in Hilton Plantation. We got 6 today.
Crazy.
The percent, the way it works is we have, if I could draw an invisible line across the screen, we have what we call the 6-month line. Now the way that works, if you have 6 months of inventory, your house doesn't go up in value, didn't go down in value. Once you cross on either side that 6-month line, if you got less than 6 months of inventory, your house is going up in value. And for 10 years, we had more than 6 months of inventory. So your house was, in theory, going down in value every day.
And you're talking about a supply, because you did some numbers before we started running the tape. And by the way, we're taping this the end of January, towards the end of the month, in case this is running into late February. Not that things will change that much, but you looked at the number of days supply. We're not talking about 6 months. We're not talking about 3 months.
We don't do months anymore. Yeah,
I know, it's crazy.
Here's what I did. I ran some numbers. I pulled up yesterday. All the houses on Hilton had priced between $1 million and $1.5 million. All developments, there's 6, okay? In the last 4 months, we have averaged 18 a month. So if there was 18 houses and we're selling 18 a month, we would have a 1-month inventory. Since there's 6, we have a 10-day inventory. Now what that means in theory is if nobody listed their house in the next 10 days, we'd have 0 inventory because we're selling 18 a month. So, and we got 6 on the market now. So that is good. Now, we always talk about houses.
What about the villas? Yeah, because you did do some work up on that too.
Villas. Okay, over 400,000 on Hilton Head. All of Hilton Head. There are 20 villas for sale. 2 in Sea Pines, 3 in Shipyard, 4 in Palmetto Dunes. Okay, so we got 20 on the market. In the last 30 days, in January, it's not even 30 because it's not the end of the month yet, we've sold 65, okay? So, and there are 20 on the market now, we're selling 65 a month. That means we got a 10-day inventory, approximately maybe 11, and villas. So the same thing is happening in villas that it is in houses where there's very little. So what happens, you have 100 buyers looking at Sea Pines Villas, 2 on the market. So those 100 people are chasing the 2.
And are they, and you've mentioned this before, the competition as far as multiple bids coming in now, and how you need to be smart if you're going to make that bid to make it as, appealing as possible to the seller. And
that's an interesting point. I get phone calls from people all the time, and they always say, I see you on TV. I got a question for you. I've been trying to buy a villa for 3 months. I've made an offer on 5 villas, and I keep losing. What advice do you have? Why is my present agent not giving me good advice on this? Because I keep losing every time. There are 4 things I tell people that if you find a property you want to buy, you need to do. If you do these 4 things, you'll get the property, the villa, the house. If you don't do those 4 things, you don't get it. It's just because most, especially in the reasonable price $500,000 villa market, every time a $500,000 villa comes on the market, we have multiple offers.
Yeah,
It would be very unusual to get one offer. So here's what I tell people. Number 1, you need to pay cash. Now you can still get a mortgage, but you got to make sure you can get the mortgage because you can make a cash non-contingent offer, not contingent upon financing, not contingent upon appraisal. Because here's what happened. None appraisers are going back 6 months.
Right. Yeah, if you look online, like with Zillow or any of them truly, and you look at value of home and then what they've gone for. Villas.
Yeah, they've gone up since then. So it won't appraise. So if you pay $500 for villa, the appraiser comes in and says it's worth $465. So you can't make it contingent on that. So you got to buy it cash. You got to put what I call a healthy deposit, probably 10%. So you're buying a $500,000 villa, you put a $50,000. That's a non-refundable deposit. So you got to make sure you can get the mortgage. Okay, do that. None of this $5,000 escrow money stuff anymore. The third thing I tell people to do is you look at the age of the roof and the age of the HVACs. If you're happy with those, you buy it as is, no home inspection.
Okay, wait, ding, ding, ding. I always bring this up with you. Termites?
Yeah, we give you a termite letter.
Okay.
That's separate from that.
Okay.
But you buy it as is. Because if the seller gets multiple offers, they're going to take the path of least resistance. So they're going to say, well, this one's cash. I got a 10% deposit, and they're not going to nickel and dime me on a home inspection. And then the fourth thing is we let this, within reason, we let the seller pick the closing date.
Right, and it's interesting to me because I've heard in a couple of instances now where people have sold their homes, not that many, but a few, and the people who have bought it have said, well, you can stay here until June and rent it back from me, or you can stay, you need a couple extra months. So it seems to me more that the buyers are being flexible with when, as you say, the closing date or when they have to be out.
Because you're trying to make it easy on the seller because the seller's got the trump card. You know,
a different world these days.
Yeah, different world. The world's always changing. I tell all my clients. Well, you've seen it. I
mean, you've seen it go both ways here as far as ups and downs.
I mean, I never dreamed, I've been here 41 years, okay? I never dreamed the market would be as strong as it is now. And when COVID hit, our initial reaction is, well, people can't come rent. That's going to devalue the rental properties because you don't have rental income. You can't get down here so you can't look. So we were going, wow, what are we going to do? And then it flipped on us, and now everybody has figured out that Hilton has the place to be, and that's had a very positive impact.
Are you seeing more people? I mean, at one time you were getting people looking online at properties and not even coming to visit in person, and your recommendation at that time was at least get someone to go through the home or the villa or whatever. Are people still buying remotely like that without looking, or are people
probably,
now?
Yeah. I don't have, there's no direct statistics on that, but my guess would be about 50% of the people that are buying now are buying without seeing the house. I still recommend, everybody that buys here usually knows somebody here. Have your friend look at it. In fact, at 1 o'clock today, I'm doing a FaceTime with the prospect. I woke him up this morning. I called him. I say, he lives in New Jersey. I said, a house come on the market that you're going to like. I knew what he was looking for. So at 1 o'clock, I'm going to...
Did he mind that you woke him up?
No, he didn't. He was excited when I told him where the house was because he was looking in that specific area.
Oh, great.
So I'm going to video it with him. FaceTime, he can ask questions.
That's great.
So we're doing a lot of them that way. Mm-hmm. So that's a big change. But you have to wake up every day and say the market's changed. You have to go with the market. You have to figure out, well, this is what's going on. If you're buying, you don't like it. If you're selling, you like it. But it is what it is,
It's interesting because I think back to when we were here and you mentioned like the villas. We just had a glut. Remember that? Of villas? Mm-hmm. And they were not moving. Now to see that the supply as far as inventory is comparable to homes that are, what'd you say, 1 to 1.5 million? Is that right? It's crazy. What about homes I'm not moving into one tomorrow, but like even more expensive, because I love to hear about that. Do we have them on the market? Do we have the $4, $5, $6 million homes here on the island, and are they moving?
Okay, used to the way it worked, the lower price homes sold, the upper price homes didn't sell. That was just the way it was for years. The market we're in now, obviously, if you got a $600,000 house in Hilton up Plantation, you have 14 showings the first day. That's understandable. But what we've noticed is that's also translated to the higher price homes. There's one oceanfront house for sale in Sea Pines. I think there's one in Palmetto Dunes. There's one in Port Royal. There's very little inventory in the $5 million oceanfront price range, which is, I can remember us having 42 oceanfront houses for sale at one time.
Wow.
You know, and now I think there are 3. So it's hit everybody is what I tell people.
I guess. Well, we're going to take a break, okay, with you?
That'd be great.
Okay, we will be back in just a moment.
We got some more info. Stick around.